if you have an opportunity to keep Bynum, and you can get D Wade and a Bosh and Lala, and on the other hand, you're Pat Riley, and the mission is to close, and you've got LeBron James here who needs to be taught how to become a killer. Is there a better teacher than the Black Mamba? The Black Mamba in South Beach? Because you got to remember, he is in Hollywood, and he's a 5-time champion. So if he went Hollywood, it's completely justified because he's got the credentials and the cachet to validate it. But he's still focused, ain't he? Every year, L.A., right down the block, and he's still focused. Could you imagine what that boy would do with LeBron James? It's something to think about, and that's all I got to say.
That's all? After you blew the rundown completely to bits? we're 7 topics down the list now.
Provocative, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. It was quite a speech you just made. Dwayne Wade and LeBron are just too good of friends. They are just too close for their own good. There's way too much of, I'm going to get you yours, and I want you to be this, and I want you to be that, to a fault. They're very, truly, genuinely close friends.
And that is why I'm going to turn you to my mode of thinking on this, Davis, because we all know one thing. Kobe don't have that problem.
He does not have that problem with anybody.
Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. If LeBron shows up in South Beach with Kobe Bryant as a teammate, and for some reason he shrinks beneath the spotlight, he will hate Kobe. Because Kobe's going to come at him. He's going to come at him. He's going to come at him.
Here's my question.
He's going to come at him.
Here's my
You're a
concern
grown
about
man.
your deal. And I like your deal because it could be one of those classic good trades for both teams.
Helps both teams.
Yeah, but here's my problem. You say Kobe can close, but is his window closed?
No.
Is it closed?
Absolutely
well, I don't know.
You answer that.
I'm scared about it. I don't know.
He looked pretty good health-wise this past year.
Let me tell you something right now. Kobe on his own has a legit 2 years left in him at this level. But with LeBron, you can double that.
All right, that's fair.
Because it's LeBron.
But don't bring me that Kobe will teach him the unteachable, because you cannot learn the clutch gene. I've said it a million times. You just can't. LeBron will be he'll go chosen one to frozen one. It would be up to Kobe to do what Dwayne Wade has not been able to do so far.
I'm going to say this to you. Completely different position. Doesn't even equate. But wasn't an accident that Andrew Bynum elevated this year. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, when Kobe, you got somebody that can get it done.
Okay.
That's in your face about what you need to do. Jordan with Pippen. Pippen, what was he when he first came into the league?
Thank you. I'm just saying he's not a top 50 player.
He had the migraine headache.
He's not a top 50 player.
He had the migraine headache in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 1987
Finally.
when Jordan's on a bus and his late father, God rest his soul, is busy hugging his son, and Jordan is crying, talking about when we going to get over the hump, when we going to get over the hump. And Scottie Pippen had let him down, and all of a sudden they came back and they started steamrolling over everybody. Why? Because Jordan elevated Pippen. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done.
You realize what you just admitted.
It doesn't matter.
Scottie Pippen is not a top 50 player. Thank you.
Just because Jordan elevated.
I don't think he said
yes, he did.
No, I
yes,
didn't. Just because Jordan elevated Pippen doesn't mean Pippen's not there. He still got there.
No, he
still got there.
Sorry.
All right.
Folks, let's understand. He went to Miami to do what? Learn how to win. Learn how to be clutch. Learn how to do this. You got to remember, in that 2007 FIBA and Olympics, Dwayne Wade was the second best player on that team behind Kobe Bryant. Dwayne Wade was. And you could say Dwayne Wade was the best on offense, and Kobe was the best two-way player on that team. And they pretty much carried LeBron James. So let's go back to these lost tapes and these videos that pretty much makes the LeBron fans look like idiots. So Stephen A. Smith said it's okay for LeBron to be a Robin and Dwayne Wade be the Batman, and that he just came over there to Miami for the Robin. What's wrong with that? Let's move on. So are you kidding me? Stephen A. Smith was done with LeBron James in the Miami Heat before they actually won their first title. This guy was shaking in his boots. I think the date on that was like 6. It was, I forget when it was, but it was in 2012, and they were playing the old Boston Celtics. You know how old these guys were? They was pretty old by the time then. This wasn't the Celtics that beat LeBron 2010. This wasn't Boston that, I think they beat him in 2000, and the Heat ended up beating them in 2011 before they went to the finals. Now they're playing them again in 2012. They're even older. And by the looks of it, in 2006, guess what? It looked like the Big Three Celtics had a chance to close out LeBron in the Heat in 6. And in Game 7, we know what happened. LeBron put up some spectacular performances, no doubt about it. But the thing was, Stephen A. Smith was done. He was already jumping ship before Game 6, before it was a Game 7, and he wanted Dwayne Wade traded up out of Miami, right? And I think Dwayne Wade was going to go to LA, and LA was going to get Chris Bosh, and Miami would get who? Kobe Bryant. And as you heard, guys, Kobe Bryant, according to Stephen A. Smith, back then could teach LeBron how to be a killer, how to be clutch, how to be a superstar, how to be like Kobe Bryant. Hey, you guys make sure you share this video, because it's not about what I'm saying right here. It's about what the video footage is telling you guys. Stephen A. Smith looks like an idiot today, yesterday, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, when he's trying to vouch for this guy as the second greatest player of all time, a superstar. So basically, what they were saying is that this guy almost, if they would have lost, it would have been bad. If they would have lost to the Celtics, it would have been real bad. But the thing was, what Stephen A. Smith was saying in video 1 and video 2 is they're trying to shop LeBron around to make this guy a great superstar, to make him be a clutch player, to not make him, to teach him how to be a great superstar, a clutch player, a leader. So he went to Dwayne Wade first for that, and it's not working, folks. It's just not working. He don't get it. And then Stephen A. Smith tried to shop him off to Kobe, because Kobe has a killer instinct, according to Stephen A. Smith. And nothing gets under his skin. He ain't worried about what nobody says. He's going to use it against you like a Michael Jordan. He was all about his business. So LeBron, according to Stephen A. Smith, he went to Wade. Now he's almost about to go to Kobe. So these guys can teach him how to be a great player, how to be clutch, how to be a leader. Because the stats ain't working out, folks. Him getting easy stats during the game, it ain't working out. Him getting these stats against, second tier competition, and then when he got to go up against the great competition, it doesn't work out, folks. This LeBron James was never a leader. And that's why when he left Miami, he had to go play with other guys who were real leaders of their team. He was never a leader. He was never a leader, folks. Kevin Love was the leader of his team. Before LeBron came back to Cleveland, Kyrie was the leader of that team. AD was the leader of that team. Okay? Dwight Howard was the leader of his team. Let's not forget, Dwight Howard not only beat LeBron James in 2009, but he beat the Big Three Celtics and then went to the finals the same year in 2009. LeBron's not a leader. And then they start bringing up Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Oh, that's real damaging right there, folks. Wow. Even Stephen A. Smith had to admit that Michael Jordan made Pippen. He was nothing when he came into the league. He couldn't do nothing. All this stuff. And Skip was like, well, you just proved my point. He's not a top 50 player. This guy had to be made. Barkley didn't have to be made by another guy. David Robinson didn't need to be made by another guy. Patrick Ewing didn't need to be made by another guy. Alonzo Mourning didn't need to be made by another guy. You can go on down the list. Tim Hardaway didn't need to be somebody else's, to be worked on by another great player. Chris Smalling, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain. Did you want to keep going down the list? Scottie Pippen had to be taught skills. And all this stuff that Pippen eventually started doing, this all-around player, Michael Jordan did it in 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. Right? In the regular season, in the playoffs, he was giving you 30-something points, 6 rebounds, 6 to 7 assists. It depends on what season it was. Michael Jordan came out to 87, 88 season into the 88, 89 season and gave you 32, 8, and 8. How do you want it, baby? How do you want it? Put on the Tupac song. How do you want it? LeBron can't give it to you like that. Scottie Pippen can't give it to you like that. Michael Jordan, what kind of season do you want me to give you? With the 3 steals, shooting 53% from the field. What season did Scottie Pippen shoot 50+% from the field? And 85% from the line. This is Michael Jordan, the all-around player. While giving you a block and a half, 0.9 blocks. This is Michael Jordan. This is the all-around player. Locking you up on defense, offense, can run the point. Well, he gave you like 13 triple-doubles in a row. LeBron James never did that. So it was Michael Jordan that made Scottie Pippen. All this praise, Scottie Pippen, yes, get the guy praise for taking the advice from Michael Jordan, training with Michael Jordan, and being this great player thanks to Michael Jordan. Because that, trust me, it probably wasn't easy. Michael Jordan challenged a lot of guys. Michael Jordan wanted to do something that Magic didn't do, Kareem didn't do, Larry Bird didn't do, all these other players didn't do. He wanted to win with less. And when y'all said, oh, he didn't beat Bird, he didn't beat Magic, they didn't beat him with the same amount of talent. And when did Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, Kareem, and all these guys, the Pistons, beat Michael Jordan with the same amount of talent? Mike did more with less. One all-star teammate, that's it. So yeah, you scratch your head today how these guys can even fix their mouth to talk about LeBron James as any great leader, any great killer, any great clutch player, any skill player. He ain't got it. He ain't got it. And that's why he left Cleveland, so he can look like he's a leader amongst leaders. But no, he left Cleveland the first time to run up underneath some other dudes because he ain't got it. He was getting humiliated in the clutch. He ain't got it. Dudes back then, they weren't scared to block off the lane. This ain't the Curry era. This ain't none of that, folks. You actually really had dudes that played defense still until about 2015. Dudes were still playing defense. They weren't scared of this dude. That's why he kept running. Once Dwayne Wade could only do so much, man. Dwayne out there giving it his all, defense, offense, everything. But you know, I'm not going to keep this too long. But it's just anything else. That's what Stephen A. Smith said. He needs to be trained like a Pippen was, like Michael Jordan. You know, took Pippen underneath his wing and taught him everything he knew. So could Kobe do the same thing if they played together? That's what Stephen A. Smith was begging for. And you people today have the nerve to kick dirt in Kobe Bryant's face? Wow. It's amazing, folks. Make sure you keep this footage because hopefully they don't copyright strike me. I'll keep it up a couple days after they do it anyways. But that's just the way it is, folks. This guy was a journeyman, LeBron James, that needed to be taught or ran up under other great players to win because they were clutch, whether it was on the free throw line, whether it was shooting, whether it was playing defense. Those guys were clutch that LeBron ran up underneath because he never, ever, wherever he went, never was at